come to raise our voices, come to raise our voices for the broken down. Into me, we will stand together, we will stand together on common ground. Because the people will rise, 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 the people will rise. Last time, the people will rise, the people will rise, the people will rise. Another member joins us. Hello. Train traffic's wild out here. We got it. Light in the soul. Okay. Light in the soul. When there is light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. When there is beauty in the person, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is honor in the nation. When there is honor in the nation, there is peace in the world. When there is light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. When there is beauty in the person, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is honor in the nation. When there is honor in the nation, there is peace in the world. When there is light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. When there is beauty in the person, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is honor in the nation. When there is honor in the nation, there is peace. Yes, there is in the world. All right. Ella's song? Sure. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. If you know these songs, you should sing them too. Yes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Brad singing. Hey. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom freedom cannot rest until the killing of black men, black mothers, sons, is as important as the killing of white men, white mothers, sons. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. Not needing to clutch for power, not needing the light just to shine on me. I need to be just one in a number as we stand against tyranny. To me, young people come first. They come first. They have the courage where we fail. If I can just shine a light on as they carry us through the gale. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. I'm a woman who speaks in a voice, and I must be heard. At times I can be quite difficult. I'll bow to no man's word. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We cannot rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We cannot rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We cannot rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We cannot rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We will not rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We will not rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We will not rest. We who believe in freedom, we cannot rest. We will not rest. Oh, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. Come on, sing it. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Thank you. All right. We got a couple more songs before the rally begins. Woo! Let's sing Rich Man's House. All right. I'm going to take a sip of water. Hello, Tania. How you doing?
Scoot down a little more. You guys scoot down. One scooch down. Scoot down.
Well, I went down to the rich man's house and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Well, I went down to the rich man's house and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Now he's under my feet. Under my feet. Under my feet. Under my feet. Ain't gonna let the system walk all over me. Went to the governor's house and I went down to the governor's house and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Well, I went down to the governor's house and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Now he's under my under my feet, under my feet. Ain't gonna let the system walk all over me. Went to the border and I went down to the border and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Well, I went down to the border and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Now he's under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't gonna let the system walk all over me. Went to the jailhouse and I went down to the jailhouse and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Well, I went down to the jailhouse and I took back what he stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Now it's under my feet. 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 Ain't gonna let the system walk all over me. And I went to the White House. Went down to the White House and I took back what they stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. So fucking well. Took back my humanity. And I went down to the White House and I took back what they stole from me. Took it back. Took back my dignity. Took it back. Took back my humanity. Now they're under my feet. Under my feet. Under my feet, under my feet. Ain't gonna let the system walk all over me. Where is he? Where is he? Under my feet, under my feet, under my feet, under my feet. Ain't gonna let the system walk all over me. We are
The Resistance Revival Chorus!
you.
Oh, they said.
All right. We're going to sing this joy on our way out. Ready?
Yeah.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, no, no. This joy that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Yeah, and I'm singing this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Yeah, and I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
That was the Resistance Revival Chorus. Can we clap it up louder, y'all? My name is Jawanda James Williams. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm Director of Movement Building at Vocal US. And I just wanted to say, before we begin our powerful rally, number one, when we sing together, we remind the entire world, we remind our spirit that the work of uniting the world around progressive ideas, uniting the world around the worker is about building a future that we all deserve. So again, thank you to the Resistance Revival Chorus. I just want to say, workers of the world, unite. When workers are under attack, what do we do? When workers are under attack, are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When trans folks are under attack, what do we do? When trans folks are under attack, what do we do? When trans folks are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Again, I'm burning some time until we have to begin our program. And there's so much to be said about this time that we find ourselves in. This country is under siege by violent ideas, by violent practices, led by the billionaire class. The billionaire class will never produce the kind of society that we deserve. In fact, the billionaire class is subjecting us to unimaginable violence. And I make no mistake, because of the climate catastrophe, the specter of nuclear conflict, we face annihilation if we do not turn the tide. We must have a society that centers the powerful, no longer, that centers the working class in this country from California to New York City. And today, we're going to hear from really powerful speakers, very briefly, to remind us about the moment that we're in, but not just about what we're up against, but what we are capable of, how we can be transformed, how this country can be transformed, how we can build a revolutionary, loving culture and society that makes sure that every person has the wages that they deserve, that makes sure that every person has secure and stable housing. I'm talking about building a future where homelessness is relegated to an unimaginable violent past, a history where our people one day in this great state, in this great country, will say, how could it have ever been possible for anyone to be homeless when we are the ones who built up the loving and caring infrastructure that our society needs? And that's what we'll hear about today. And the unions are a part of that. The community-based organizations are a part of that. Our social movements are life dealing, not death dealing. And I'll pause there.
I should have just went first because that was wild. But my name is A. Sutherland. My pronouns are they, them, and I have the honor of being the Director of Organizing and Strategy at the New York Immigration Coalition. Can we clap it up real quick? I appreciate you. Before I get into all the details, I think it's paramount for me to talk about who I am and why I'm on this stage right now. I am a black, queer, trans-identifying immigrant from the country of Jamaica. I became a citizen in 2015 because I thought it was gonna be all fine and dandy. But then we became this 10 years later, right? The same things that we were fighting for 10 years, 100 years, we're still fighting for today, right? Trans people are under attack. Immigrants are under attack. Palestinians are under attack. Unions are under attack, right? The one thing, if anything, I want y'all to leave this moment with is that we are all under attack, right? This is an intersectional movement. They're not gonna get anywhere if we continue to work in silos, right? So the same way I see all these beautiful organizations standing together for the first day of May, for May Day, I expect that for every other day that comes thereafter. I don't care who's funding you. I don't care where you're getting anything from. What I care about is the people that you represent and the communities that you serve. All right, so with that, I will get into a little bit of the details because my comms team wants me to. All right, so May Day, International Workers' Day, like my homeboy said, is definitely about honoring the historic struggles of workers, right? But we have to understand that being a worker is not a monolithic identity. right? Again, with that intersectionality point, I'm going to belabor that fact, you know what I mean? Workers are trans people, workers are immigrants, workers are disabled people, workers are everybody. So when we're fighting for one worker, we're fighting for all types of workers. The reason why this started, the reason why we have International Workers' Day is more important now than it's ever been, in my lifetime at least. Yesterday marked 100 days of this administration at the federal level. It disgusts me to say his name, so I won't. Say it again, say it louder. I didn't say it, but you know the message. 100 days of attacking our communities. Oh, I love you, what's up? 100 days of making us feel small. 100 days of sending immigrants back into their homes and fearing to be outside. 100 days of trans people feeling like we don't have the rights to exist. 100 days, y'all. And how many more years do we have left? There's so many things that New York does great. And one of the things that we do is the fact that we advocate at the state level for bills that can change our lives, right? So remember this, when I say that this New York is our New York, this New York is your New York, this New York is a New York for all, right? This New York is a New York for all. So with that, I want y'all to remember this bill. If there's any bill that you got to remember in Albany, it's a New York for All bill. And in simple terms, New York for All will stop collusion with ICE and law enforcement. New York for All will keep us protected. New York for All will stop people from being yeeted out of their homes, right? So again, what did I say? This New York is for me, this New York is for you, and this New York is for all, right? So can I ask y'all to do me a favor real quick? Can you pull out your phones? I'm going to do it too. Just pull out your phones for me. I know y'all got them. All right, so I'm going to ask y'all to text ACCION, ACCION, to 52886. And I'm going to say it again because I know some of y'all didn't pick up your phones quick enough. I'm asking y'all to text ACCION to 52886 to join the movement to stand up and fight for New York for all. All right? So one more time. This New York is for me. This New York is for you. This New York is for all. And if you agree with that, please text ACCION to 52886. Did I do good comms? I appreciate you. So again, before we get into our speakers, I want y'all to chant with me a little bit. And he already took my favorite one, but I do love saying it. When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When Haitians are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When unions are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
And lastly, when human rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
It is our honor to be your co-MCs for this event. So with that, I would love to introduce our first speaker, who's a federal worker, Monica Congilio. Thank you.
When I say union, you say power. Union! Power! Union! Power! Awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm Monica Congilio. I work with the Army Corps of Engineers. I'm a proud member of IPT Local 98. The Army Corps is the leading U.S. government agency for the civil works projects in this country. We oversee various infrastructure projects, environmental restoration, and disaster response. My father, who's in the audience today, worked with the federal government for 32 years, and 8 of which he spent at the Army Corps. So I unexpectedly followed in his footsteps. A few months ago, I wasn't very involved in our union, but I became activated, stepped up as a steward and a leader in the Local 98 and the Federal Unionist Network because of how serious and grave this moment is. Aside from my work as an activist, I had many other hobbies that made me who I am. I used to pour my energy into running marathons, found joy in monthly book club gatherings, challenged myself to learn Spanish, and held close the dream of one day building a family of my own. Getting involved can entail sacrifices, and I've had to put parts of my life on hold. Instead of training for marathons and learning Spanish, now I spend it organizing rallies, making posters, and calling lawmakers because our democracy needs us. I've traded fiction novels for books on civil rights. Building a family and advancing my career can wait because my priority now is ensuring the next generation inherits the freedoms we're now fighting to protect. On March 27th, Trump issued an executive order that looks to strip the union rights away from 77% of the federal workforce. Some nearly 12% of all unionized workers in this country. This marked the single largest attack on the legal rights of workers in this country's history. And the notes of the White House released to accompany his executive order made it clear that he did so because he viewed our unions, he viewed organized people as the biggest threat to his mission of gutting the government in the interest of billionaires. We've got a message for him. Recognize us or not, we're a union. A union isn't a signature on a dotted line. It's all of us standing up and fighting back. Can they take that away from us? Will we let them take that away from us? But this isn't just an issue for federal workers. This is an issue for all workers. We are the canary in the coal mine, and Trump's attacks are just the beginning of their plans for organized workers. Believe it, they're coming for your legal rights too. To grieve and bargain, to pay dues, and bring a coworker into a disciplinary meeting, to strike and slow down and march on the boss. It's also an attack on the public at large, the people who benefit from the services we provide, the seawalls we build, the vaccines we develop, the Social Security and Medicare and SNAP programs we provide, the support for students, for our courts, for the EPA, the people who stop your wallet from being pinched by big banks, or preserve our national parks and land management. But many of us put our lives on hold because of how hopeful we are in this moment. I know we can beat back these billionaires. I think we can find the confidence to fight together and for a better world. For all of you who moved your schedules to show up here today is because together we can build a better government, a better labor movement. I believe that we can win. Are you willing to fight with me? I said, are you willing to fight with me? I want to ask you to make one specific fight and pledge. Call your congressperson. Tell them to support the Protect America's Workforce Act that stops Trump from stripping our organizing rights as workers. Thank you so much. These sacrifices will be worth it. And together, we can make a better world. When I say union, you say power. Union. Power. Union. Power. Thank you, everybody.
Wow. We're going to keep it moving, but I didn't mention that Vocal New York is a statewide grassroots membership organization building power to end AIDS, homelessness, mass incarceration, and the racist, classist drug war. And we do that by organizing people directly impacted by those issues across the state. And now we're in Kentucky, Texas, and a national formation called Vocal US. And I'm a member of the PSC CUNY Union, who is represented here, the CPUSA, the Communist Party of the USA, and the Democratic Socialists of America. And our next speaker, the people that have built the infrastructure of care to feed us, to take care of us in this city, our wonderful deliveristas, while our enemies are building the infrastructure of violence, the infrastructure of mobilizing violence, we are building the infrastructure of care, of the mobilization of care. And so next, one of those leaders in that work to build that infrastructure is William Medina, a deliverista, a leader and organizer with the Workers' Justice Project.
Hello, everyone! Hello, everyone! My name is William Medina. I'm a proud deliverista. I'm immigrant from Colombia. I'm a New Yorker who has called this city my home for the last 6 years. I came to this country, like so many others, with a dream to build a better life for my family and to contribute to the city that gave me a chance. Today, I'm here with my fellow immigrant workers, deliveristas, day labor, street vendors, taxi drivers, home care workers, the people who keep New York moving, rain or shine. This city is our home. We work hard, we sacrifice, and we build its future. But even after all we give, we are still treated as disposable. We are still criminalized. We still live in fear that any small moment, like getting a traffic ticket while delivering food or simply trying to make ends meet as a street vendor, could lead to detention, deportation, and being torn away from our families. Today, on International Workers' Day, I march not just as a worker, as a neighbor, and as someone who knows the fear of being stopped by the police for simply doing my job. I march because I've seen my compañeros lose everything after being detained. I march because I felt the frustration of fighting for basic rights, for bike lanes, for restrooms, for labor protections. But we are not invisible. We are not silent. And we are not alone. We are workers and we are essential. We are living through a dangerous moment. Billionaires and politicians like Trump are attacking our communities, rolling back protections, criminalizing poverty, and turning our neighborhoods into hunting grounds for ICE. They want us to be afraid. They want us to stay quiet. But we are not afraid. We are organizing. We are fighting back. And here in New York, we have the power to do more than just survive. We can fight to win. The New York for All Act is our chance to draw the line, to say, enough with the fear, enough with families being from apart, enough with workers being punished for simply trying to feed their kids. This law will make sure that local policy and state agencies do not collaborate with ICE. It will protect all of us, regardless of where we come from, what we do for work, or what language we speak. Governor Hochul and the New York State Legislature must act. No more excuses. We need New York for all now. As deliveristas, we deliver your food in the rain, in the snow, in the middle of a pandemic. We keep New York alive when everything shut down. We are the backbone of this city. We are human beings. We are the workers. We pay taxes. We open businesses. We raise our families here. We care for your elders and your children. We build the homes you live and the roads you walk on. So when they say immigrant workers don't belong, I say, look around. We are New York. And when we work to survive, billionaires profit from our suffering. They build prisons. They fund deportation. They grow richer where our people are locked in detention center and disappear in the middle of the night. Like Kilmar Aurego Garcia, a father, a union construction worker referred from his home. Bring Kilmar home! Let's be clear. This system works for the rich, but it is us, the workers, who keep this country alive. So today, I say to every elected official, if we have the courage to keep showing up, then you must have the courage to stand with us. Pass New York for all. Protect our families. Respect our labor. We're not alone. We're not broken. We are powerful because we are organized. Immigrant rights and worker rights Our worker rights are immigrant rights. Let's stand together. Let's fight together. Let's win together. Thank you. Si se puede. Yes, we can. Si se puede. Thank you.
Can we clap it up one more time for William? I appreciate y'all. Next up, we have Dr. Runa Ray, who is with Physicians for a National Health Program. She's also a member of the Professional Staff Congress at SUNY and a former member of Doctors Council SEIU. With that, Dr. Runa Ray.
Thank you. My name is Runa Ray, and I'm here today because I'm a doctor and I'm looking for a job. I was hoping some of you could help me out. I'm looking for a job because I was laid off when I was 9 months pregnant. I'm a doctor, shame. I'm a doctor and I was laid off by the New York City public hospital system, the same system that has a chronic shortage of doctors. After I was laid off, the New York City public hospital system advertised my job, but without benefits and gave it away. They also cut my maternity leave. I had a union, Doctors Council, but I still lost my job. And what happened to the boss who laid me off? He was promoted. Now he's a bigwig at Bellevue Hospital, and my family of 5 is on Medicaid. So why am I here with you today on this beautiful May Day? I'm here because we need a better healthcare system for workers and for patients. Everyone knows that corporate greed needs to get kicked out of healthcare. We all heard the flood of devastating healthcare stories after that health insurance CEO was murdered in December. I am here because we need to pass the New York Health Act for free, comprehensive health care for all New Yorkers, including the unemployed, including workers on strike, including undocumented immigrants, including abortion, long-term care, gender-affirming care, dental, vision, all the things our body needs. We need Medicare for all. We need national universal health care. I'm here because we need more unions. We need better, more democratic unions. And we need new ways to organize health workers and patients together. I am here because pregnant workers and parents deserve better protections, more parental leave, free childcare, and wages for all the goddamn housework. My former boss was a small tyrant. In our staff meetings, he used to arbitrarily threaten us, even though we were excellent, obedient, and highly skilled. Now, we all have a big tyrant in the White House. He enables those small tyrants everywhere, and he is threatening all of us. He is threatening to cut Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, and Social Security. He has already cut USAID and PEPFAR and their life-saving medicines. He has cut millions in vital health care research and abortion funding. He wants to criminalize abortion and miscarriage and gag reproductive health education. He has fired thousands of federal workers, decimating our public health infrastructure, while COVID persists and measles and avian flu are on the rise. He calls this waste and fraud, but we know it's lives and livelihoods. So what do we do to prevent these cuts, to fight back against these threats? How do we envision the world we want and win the world we need? Well, guess what? There's no app for that. My LinkedIn network is not going to save us. The networks we actually need are in real life, like this massive gathering. Beyond today, we need to gather every day, every week, in every workplace, in every school and religious institution, in every neighborhood. We need to invite and gather and organize. We need to march on the boss when our coworkers are intimidated and retaliated against. We need to strike early and often when work is not on our terms. We need to care for each other so when ICE tries to come for immigrants, we can reach out and find friends close by to link arms with and send the racists and the fascists running. So when hospitals threaten to withhold care from transgender patients, entire teams of clinicians quietly turn a cold shoulder on the cowards and bullies and provide care as usual. We need to have fun together, so when the tyrants try to scare us, we laugh easily in their faces. And we need to call and elect people's candidates. My family has been out canvassing for Zoran for mayor. We need to recognize the attempts to divide us for what they are. Tired tricks of the insatiable ruling class, because the only thing rich tyrants truly fear is our solidarity. I went to the G8 anti-globalization protests in Geneva in 2003, and there I saw a beautiful poster of the night sky. Against a background of stars, it said, "They are 8, we are billions." It stayed with me. I'm a mom now, one of billions, so I think about the future a lot. And in the future, I see us together, and we are billions strong. And the billionaires, where are they? They are the few, cowering and blinded by our constellations of light. Thank you.
Wow. And our next speaker is Veronica Salema, who is a staff attorney with the New York Civil Liberties Union and a lawyer on Mahmoud Khalil's legal team.
It is an honor to be standing here with you all today, hearing our incredible activists and seeing this powerful crowd sends a clear and urgent message. New Yorkers will not stand idly by while our government, our communities, and even our Constitution are threatened. Almost 2 months ago, this administration abducted Mahmoud Khalil, a Palestinian, a green card holder, a Columbia University graduate student, from his home. They forcibly transferred him to an ICE detention center in Louisiana, where he has already missed the birth of his first child. And why? Why did this administration put Mahmoud, his family, his entire community through such abject, jaw-dropping cruelty? Because Mahmoud exercised his First Amendment rights. From inside detention, Mahmoud writes, and I quote, "My arrest was a direct consequence of my exercising my right to free speech as I advocated for a free Palestine and an end to the genocide in Gaza," end quote. And it's true. The Trump administration started with Mahmoud to send a message that anyone who disagrees with this president will face consequences. But let's be clear, the First Amendment protects everyone. And the Trump administration's assault on immigrants' rights and free speech, these are not isolated issues. They are part of a larger authoritarian playbook aimed at silencing dissent and dismantling the very institutions that undergird our democracy. Federal officials proudly described Mahmoud's arrest as a blueprint, and we've seen it unfold in real time. They've snatched people off of the streets. They've threatened international students and scared some into leaving this country. They've accidentally deported people without due process, unlawfully invoked wartime powers to swiftly remove people, defunded our universities, arrested judges, dehumanized our trans communities, threatened sanctuary cities for refusing to divert local resources to carry out federal immigration enforcement. The list goes on. This is about all of us. In the face of escalating repression, we recognize the interconnectedness of our struggles. 2 days before his son was born, Mahmoud wrote a letter from detention addressed to all of us. He said, "I hope the suspension of my rights will raise alarm bells that yours are already in jeopardy. I hope it will inspire your outrage. I hope it will shake you into acting before it is too late." It's not too late. This crowd, this moment, proves it. If this is your first protest, welcome. You are in good company. We at the NYCLU and our partner organizations are fighting. We stand with Mahmoud, and we will not rest until he is home. We will not let Trump silence our voices, threaten our communities, or erode our freedoms. And alongside all of you, we are just getting started. Thank you.
My name is Chris Doles. I'm proud to say that I am the president of IFPTE Local 98, representing the Army Corps of Engineers workers here in Lower Manhattan and all around New York and New Jersey. I'm required to say by government regulation that anything you hear me say today is my views only and not that of the Department of Defense. I have a real honor to introduce our last speaker. Very briefly, I'm just going to say that I started my tenure with the Army Corps of Engineers on January 22nd, 2017, the first weekday of Donald Trump's first term. And I spent those 4 years working in the 18th floor of that building on this side looking down on Foley Square. And I saw that resistance movement ebb and flow, grow and shrink. And I remember thinking, if only we saw the labor movement enter this movement, if only federal workers would enter this movement, then the power of those who resist the racism and the xenophobia and the transphobia and all the oppressive and nasty, ugly ideas of Donald Trump could be united alongside workers and their unions. Then we'll have a movement that can stop the Donald Trumps and the Elon Musks, and they'll never come back. Well, just like they are getting a second chance, so are we. And this time, labor, alongside all the movement organizations for democracy and freedom here and everywhere, have a chance to send them packing for good. But I don't want you to get the wrong idea. We are still on our heels. They may have finished their first 100 days with some swagger, but may the beginning of the second 100 days find some stumbling blocks. This march is one of them. And you and all the work that you're doing in your communities and your unions and your workplaces, that's going to be more of it. And fortunately for us, we're not alone. There are some political leaders who have the gall to call spades spades and to tour this country calling it what it is, which is a billionaire's agenda to instate an oligarchy in this country. Please join me in welcoming to the stage your Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
What's up, New York City? Happy May Day! Brothers and sisters, we stand here together, united to say that the billionaire class should be afraid of the power of labor and everyday workers across the country. That they should respect our way of life and our right to be able to have dignified wages, benefits, and civil rights for every American. I just got off the plane from LaGuardia like maybe an hour or two ago, and I rushed straight here to be able to share this day with you all. And I wanted to be the first to give you some encouraging news. Because very often we'll see people say, what is the point of rallying? What is the point of bringing people together? We should never underestimate the power of organizing right now in this moment. When they see us gather in the streets, you should know. When I go back to Washington, they talk about it, and they are getting very afraid. They are getting nervous, New York. And I want to give you a perfect example of this right now. We've seen with our federal workers, them being laid off, cuts across the board. We've been seeing our VA workers and those who serve our veterans being cut off and laid off without dismissal. We've been seeing individuals calling for a ceasefire
getting locked up and suspended of their due rights. We've been seeing folks who process our Social Security, federal workers processing Social Security for so many different people. And what we saw right now, next, excuse me, sir, when we saw right now, next, is that they wanted to go after Medicaid, and they are going after Medicaid next. Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. Next week, the Republican caucus is scheduled to mark up cuts, dramatic cuts to Medicaid, to seniors and vulnerable people across the country. But we've been rallying, folks. In fact, right now, as I speak here, Senator Sanders is at a 5,000-person rally in Philadelphia. And we are joined by brothers and sisters across the country. And one of the things that I've just learned coming up on this stage is we've been rallying in Idaho, 12,000 people in Idaho, 36,000 in Los Angeles, 34,000 in Denver, 23,000 in Tucson, 15,000 in Phoenix, 9,000 in Missoula, Montana, and today 6,000 here, right here in Foley Square in New York City. And as I was walking up to this stage, we found out that they have stopped and suspended next week's Medicaid cuts because they're getting too scared. They see you, New York. They see the gathering. But our fight is not over yet. Our fight is not over because they have only suspended it. They think if they slow this, they think if they can do this in the shadow of the night, that they can get away with it. So they have moved it to May 12th, another 2 weeks. But one thing that we want to make sure that we do is that we stay on them, because we have an assignment right here at home. Nicole Malliotakis of Brooklyn wants to vote for these Medicaid cuts. Mike Lawler of Westchester County wants to vote for these Medicaid cuts. Congressman LaLota wants to vote for these Medicaid cuts right here in New York. So we know that our assignment now is that they get a strong message. They vote for this, they're gone next year. We're giving them the boot next year. So if they want to stay, this trash has got to go. And I believe in you, I believe in us, and we will do this. Thank you all so much. Happy May Day. Let's go win the class war.
Wow, thank you to our Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. For not forgetting where she came from.
That was a kind of wild thing, was it not? Yo, when immigrants are under attack, what do we do? When unions are under attack, what do we do? When human rights are under attack, what do we do?
All right. ¿Qué queremos? Justicia. ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo? ¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo? ¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo? All right, so we're about to begin our march. It's not just about rallying. We have to move our bodies like a massive current through the streets of this city, not just to be seen, but to be understood, to be reminded that there are people every single day for hundreds of years in this country that have been fighting for the working class, that have been fighting for our poor, that have been fighting to end homelessness, who have been fighting against poverty wages, who have been fighting against fascism, against totalitarianism, against authoritarianism, against the parts that make us the worst thing. And we are a reflection of the capabilities of humanity. We are what it looks like to build and maintain democracy. I want to remind every person out here, as a black, queer person in this city, I'm wearing this hoodie intentionally. It says unapologetically black. And the reason I wore it today is because I am reminded that this country was not an actual democracy until 1965 and the Voter Rights Act. So now, we are the legacy of that period, and we have to do the work to transform our society towards egalitarianism. And I say, if we don't get it, 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 and if we don't get it, if we don't get it. All right, so to begin to march, unless you have something else to say, we want everybody to begin to march by turning around towards that way and begin lining up behind the main banner.
All right, y'all, we should already know what sections we're in, so let's keep it moving. We have 4 sections. Section 1, please start moving towards the start of the march.